Wow. Oh, these are my keys. I thought it was my belt buckle acting up, but it's just my keys. Everybody, welcome to Chicago Comedy Hour. We are officially 1 year old! Oh, God. I've not been here for that entire time, so I guess my gestation period is up. 9 months have I been here? No, it's been like 6. Anyways, really packed show for you tonight. As you may or may not have guessed, yesterday I saw Memento for the first time, all the way through. It was a struggle. I fell asleep in the middle of it. That was more because I was tired, not because it's a bad movie. It's a very good movie. But also I had to go back and watch pieces of it over and over again. It was a 4.5-hour process, but we got through it. We loved it. Not his finest work. That belongs to Interstellar. I've talked way too much. I'm already out of breath, so let's just bring it up because we got a really hot lineup for you tonight. We got a little stand-up from Corey Wilson. We got a little crowd from Plan C. Okay, a little more stand-up from Caroline Twyman, and then your house team. So without further ado, let's bring out the man who last time tried to come was locked out. He's in now. You can't keep him out. Khalil Wilson!
Thanks, guys. There you go, buddy. Woo! All right. We have a mic here.
Yeah.
It works.
Does it?
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like I'm loud enough. Anyway, like you said, I finally made it in. Last time I was locked out, which I know a lot of you all are not used to hearing from a black man. Locked out instead of in. Maybe that was a hard joke to start with. I didn't mean to make the tension so high. But fuck it. What's done is done. Summer's done. I miss it already.
No.
I know. One of my favorite things about summer has always been brunch. Or rather, this summer's brunch. I love brunch. Once again, a lot of tension in the room. Apparently, some of you all didn't know that a nigga knew about brunch. But I'm here to blow the lid off this whole thing. I know everything about brunch. Bottomless mimosas. I'm all over them shits. Black brunch, the Hennessy's have a hard bottom out like a motherfucker. I'm loving brunch. I feel like a lot of black people don't talk about brunch. I feel like they've wiped it from our history books. I've read the biography of Malcolm X over 4 times. Not once does the nigga mention brunch. I feel like that's why they locked up OJ. He was running around talking about brunch. If Nicole Simpson had to go down, that was just part of the collateral damage. That's right, framing OJ. That's what kind of set this is going to be. One of my favorite things to do after brunch, I love going to the zoo. Who else fucks with the zoo up in here?
Woo!
Mild applause. Once again, the room divided. I just can't stop. I'm like a new Carlin up here. Like, what? I love the zoo. After brunch last time I went, me and my girlfriend went to Lincoln Park Zoo, and there was a couple next to us. And that couple next to us, one of the ladies, she was like, hey, I hate the zoo. Why are we here? The zoo is like jail for animals. It's like prison for animals. Now, I don't know if any of you all have any relatives that have done any jail time. No? No? I'm looking around the room. No? All right. Well, I have. And I've gone to visit said relatives. And not once have I gone to visit. Did they make the jail look like the neighborhood that my cousin grew up in? At least the zoo is trying. They got fake trees and shit. Rocks. They could at least paint a liquor store in the back of my cousin's cell. Something to make it feel feel like home. Maybe even a stick figure of a crackhead in the alley. Give them something, you know. I used to work with kids. I don't anymore. But here's just some of my tales. I'm gonna just drop one. Maybe another. I was working with this little girl. She's in kindergarten. And she was like, Mr. Khalil, I know the 2 F words. And I was like, don't you say them. And she was like, I'm not gonna say them because we're in school. But Mr. Khalil, I know those 2 F words. I was like, I know you know, but don't you say them. And she's like, but Mr. Khalil, I just want you to know that I know those 2 F words. And I was like, I know that you know those 2 F words, but don't you say them. So I walk away, and I help another kid with their homework. And she waves me over, all bright-eyed and smiling. She waves me in closer. And I bend in, and she whispers in my ear, fucking faggot.
Holy shit.
Now I know in these hard times, it might be disturbing some of you all to hear a little girl say fucking faggot. But I gotta say that if the face of racism and hate and sexism is gonna be that adorable, I might just be on board with this Trump regime. Oh man, y'all just like that one a little bit? Little girl called me a fucking faggot. Jesus Christ. You guys have just heard it all, huh? You're like, fuck it. Hilarious. Alright. Anyway. Man. One thing during the summer, I love barbecues. You guys fucking with barbecues too? It's like a food related shit. I think when y'all saw me, y'all was like, this nigga's gonna talk about food up there. Looks a little chunky. It was a disturbing thing though that I recognized at barbecues recently. And that's a bunch of my African American friends all of a sudden being allergic to gluten. Gluten is the one thing that we're keeping the white people at bay in the black community. Now we're allergic to it? That's appropriation for that ass right there. I've never heard something more appropriate. When I was a kid, my mother, she gave me stories. If I hang a loaf of bread above my door at night, it'll keep the white people away. Now my own people tragically affected by gluten? What's next? White people with diabetes? It's probably some white people. I'm talking about type 2, y'all. Black people really are the only ones that like type 1 and shit. Huh? I don't know. Dude, it feels like the room wasn't expecting things to get so controversial. Well, fuck it, it's only gonna get worse. A lot of times people ask comedians, what's your craziest gig? What's the craziest gig you've ever done? And my craziest gig is that recently I opened up for a gay bukkake. And that's a true story. No one knows the definition of bukkake. Who wants to break it down in here? No one wants to break it down. One brave man. Apparently the only user of Pornhub is me and him. Pornhub is just an unused website. It's just me and this motherfucker just on there. All the videos are for us. All right, break the bukkake down for the people here. Break the bukkake down. Break it down.
So it's practically, usually from what I know, it's usually a female who is placed upon usually a group of 3 to 4 or more men, and they all end up at the end ejaculating on top of her face.
Yes. Now, 3 to 4 is modest.
I didn't want to scare everyone over here.
I feel like that's an old-fashioned gangbang you're talking. I'm talking bukkake. I'm talking 10 to 12. And it usually is female. But oh, no. I didn't open up for any female bukkake. Because I'm a feminist and I don't fuck with that shit. I opened up for a gay bukkake. Now, I met this guy. I was doing a show. And after the show, he came up to me. And I'm like a funny dude. I'm a nice guy. He was talking about it. And he was like, hey, this Friday, we're having a gay bukkake. And I was like, you're not having a gay bukkake. And he was like, no, for real, this Friday, me and my roommate are having a gay bukkake. And I was like, I don't believe you. He was like, no. I'm going. I was like, okay. If you're really having this gay bukkake, save me on Facebook and invite me. And I will show up to this gay bukkake. And he was like, cool, done. Tuesday morning, I get an invite to the bukkake party. There were multiple people going. Over 20, that's what I'm talking about. Not this fucking grandma's 3 to 4. This was a real barn burner I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
So everybody was excited in the group. People were posting, can't wait to come on Derek's face. I love it. Who's been saving up their jizz to come on Derek's face? I swear to God. And I jokingly, just in the group, was like, hey, how would you all feel about me doing 10 to 15 minutes before this? And to my surprise, everyone was ecstatic. The room blew up. Everyone was like, yes! Yes, child, do it!
Yes, child.
They made new posts. There's going to be comedians there? I'm definitely coming. What? So he messaged me. He said, hey, do you really want to do 10 to 15 at this bukkake? And I knew right then that I had a purpose. And I said, fuck yes. So I sat my girlfriend down and explained to her that I have to go to this gay bukkake. This is the life that you've chosen to live.
Oh my God.
She was on board. She just said that I couldn't stay for the actual bukkake. I know. It was sad. Y'all can say, oh, yeah, it was all right. So I get there, and I'm expecting to see a bunch of handsome guys, you know, good-looking guys. Guys like this dude, maybe this dude. Instead, I see a bunch of weird dudes, it was a motley crew. They look like these guys over here. They look like the back corner, not the front row. And I got nervous. Because with this motley crew, they were all shy. No one making eye contact. I knew that if I wasn't funny enough, this goddamn bukkake was not going to happen. So I dug deep, and I put on the show of my life. And as they pulled out that tarp, and Derek got on his knees, everyone so ecstatic and happy, I knew that I had made a difference.
Oh my God.
All right, John.
Not to digest there. Let's take a minute. Take it all in. Wrap our heads around it.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Let's all 26 of us take it all in.
26,000.
Yes, 26,000. Oh my God. Guys, I've been to the zoo before. I've been to the Lincoln Park Zoo. I've also argued with a resident. I'm from Detroit. Well, I'm from Metro Detroit, to be perfectly honest. And we have a zoo there, which to me, who had never been to a zoo outside of Metro Detroit, it's the greatest zoo that has ever existed. I had heard tell of the San Diego Zoo and that it was something awesome. And then I went to LA for a summer, and I lived in the same room as a guy who was from San Diego. And one night we got to talking about zoos. And things got controversial, and there was a conflict had. And after I Googled about halfway through, under his suggestion that I should Google which one's better, I realized I was wrong. The Detroit Zoo is not as good as the San Diego Zoo. It's not even close. The San Diego Zoo is like a world-class facility. The Detroit Zoo is like, we got polar bears and you can see them. You know? However, the way that I work and the way my family works, I could not admit that I was wrong. So instead, I waited for him to make a single grammatical error and took the argument that way, and I won that one. I won that one. You cannot argue with grammar. You just can't. Anyways, what we're looking at here is not necessarily a grammatical error. So that is a weird choice to do one lowercase L and everything else all caps. It's not PNC. It's not piano with half of the O cut off. It's Plan C. Give it up for
Hi everyone, we are Plan C and we're gonna do some improv, but we need a suggestion of anything that is not food.
A limo.
A limo.
Right. Thanks.
Writing class.
When I think of a limo, I think of going to my high school prom. It was a day that Michael Jackson passed away. We all got into the limo, and the first thing that I heard from a girl's mouth was that Michael Jackson just passed away. Oof. And oof was right. I was so sad, and I was like in this dope ass tuxedo and everything like that. I was ready to get fucked up, and the first thing I heard was that Michael Jackson died. That fucks with you before you go to your, my 2009 high school prom. That really put a damper on me. And I remember that entire weekend, he got annihilated after prom. We were just playing so much Thriller. There was so much Thriller. There was so much, just the album. Not only the song, the album was just on repeat. It was amazing. And I got that all from Limo.
Yes or no? You gonna come with me or not?
I'll go.
Look, I get it. Weird Al died and you're upset about it, but
I know, but
it's still gonna
everything's
be
already
fun.
booked. I mean, I already have the dress, so I'll go. It's okay.
Why do you sound upset?
Well,
Are you
Weird
not
Al
excited?
died. I mean, David, it's near and dear to my heart, and I just feel like we should just take a minute for that. I mean, you're just trampling over it to the dance. I mean, okay.
I'm excited though.
For what? For our moment or for the dance?
Both.
Okay. Well, great. I mean, I'm excited. Maybe they'll play one of his songs.
Which one?
I'll take any of them, truly.
Bohemian Polka.
I like the one where he's on the lawnmower. He looked sexy on that lawnmower. Riding dirty. Talking dirty.
White and dirty.
White and dirty. See,
I know Weird Al. If there's one thing I know, it's Weird Al.
I loved him. Great song. That's a good
Songs,
song.
albums, Alpalooza,
Yes, this means a lot to us.
Bad Hair Day,
Am I having a bad hair day?
Weird Al album.
Oh, yeah, it is. And it meant a lot to me. You okay?
I guess.
Dude, so you're not going to the funeral?
No, she's not going.
To the Weird Al Yankovic funeral?
No, it's supposed to be a big deal, I know, but
Huge deal. It's covered by CBS, Fox 5. ESPN's even doing a thing on it.
yeah, they're streaming it live in like 35 different countries.
Yeah! In 35 different countries, spoken by 35 different languages.
Right.
You should know that. This is a big deal, man. Like, what? Are you seriously, look, I feel like ever since you just hooked up with Alyssa, she's just been, that's all you've been focusing on. And I feel like you forgot all about the Weird Als.
You better watch your mouth.
Oh, what? You gonna go run away?
You better watch what you say about Alyssa.
Did you really think I wouldn't see that you went without me, David?
I mean, it was pretty good disguise, I thought.
I saw you on the TV! You left me at home. You didn't even take me with you.
Okay,
Don't you know that you can't go places without me?
Okay, that's not true.
Well,
But also, like,
you can go to the bathroom without me.
I prefer to. I don't know, I felt like you just would have made the experience not as fun, you know? Like, I wanted the funeral to be fun, and you would have made it fun.
Man, this fucking funeral was awesome, man.
Pretty fun.
It's fucking sick, man.
Yeah, nice.
God damn, man. Am I having a bad hair day or something? Shit, man.
No, you're good. Cornrows and all.
I'm sad, man. I mean, I'm sad, but I'm also happy. This is a dope ass day, man.
Dope ass day.
Man, dude. I'm freaking out, man. I saw Weird Al's brother over there, and you look just like him.
Weirder Paul?
Yeah, Weirder Paul.
Yeah.
He was just looking at me, and I couldn't say anything, man. I was freaking out. What was I gonna say? Oh my god. Weirder Paul.
You can call me Al now.
Whoa, dude. Jason.
It's nice to meet a fan, Jason.
Oh man, this is like the dopest funeral. Not that it's cool to be at your brother's funeral.
Dude, I've never been happier.
Sweet man. Oh my god, man.
I gotta be honest,
Oh my
I cannot
God, man.
legally play songs that he recorded, but I can play the songs that never made it to an album.
Yes, dude. I know all those songs, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let me name a few of those songs really quick for you. Always on Jive.
Always on Jive.
Yeah, that's kind of like a replay of Ja Rule, right?
Right?
Tell them about it. You don't want to tell her, you know. It's not only.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Also, it's still Billy Joel to me.
Yes. Jesus, man.
It's on YouTube. You should
Whoa.
look it up. It's a good one.
No, I gotta check it out. I totally missed it. I'm
It's
so
the
sorry.
meanest my brother ever was to
So
any
mean,
recording artist.
man. So mean, man.
I wish you went down that route more often. Are you okay?
I'm fucking okay, man.
Do you want me to squeeze my box?
Yes, you need your box, man.
Oh,
Squeeze it, man.
I'm playing you chicken pot pie.
I know what it is.
Living my time.
Yeah, man. You know that. Damn, man. Oh, man, I wish my boy was here. I don't know where he's at. He's a big fan, huge fan. Actually, he's in this big pickle with his girlfriend right now. I'm trying to convince him to dump the girl. But,
Is she not an Al fan?
no.
Is she a Paul fan?
Yes. I think.
Well, then I'm cool with that.
But she might be a Paul fan. I mean, I never asked her. Hey, are you a Paul fan?
I like Paul McCartney.
Yeah, he's cool too.
I'm sorry, you just said Paul. It was pretty general. I mean, I know.
Oh, I thought you'd assume which Paul I was talking about. She didn't assume which Paul I was talking
I
about.
thought I was McCartney.
Yeah! What?
What wild leap would that be?
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Jason,
Yeah?
you're out there. You're spreading the good word.
I am. I could be like an apostle.
And with this wacky drop of blood, we summon the ghost of Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al, show your face. Let's speak in tongues.
Well, I guess we should do it again.
Do it one more time, I guess. Didn't really hit the last time, I think.
3, 2.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god.
Surprise! It's actually Paul.
Oh, what a good guy!
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was
man.
really hard. You hit me really hard.
I'm sorry. I'm so
David,
Alyssa,
who are these losers? I know you.
you know him.
Jason.
That's.
I am Weirder Paul.
You can call him Al now.
What?
You
Look,
can call him
Alyssa,
Al.
this is Paul. Weirder Paul.
Weirder Paul. Play Harvey the Wonder Hamster. She'll know.
Do you see the box
already.
Play the box a little bit more. This is what I'm talking about.
Fuck are these people?
Well, that's Weirder Paul, and you know the other guy, my best friend.
Yeah, I hate him. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Oh.
Okay.
Look at Alyssa thinking good idea.
I gotta break up with you.
Oh.
Weirder Paul's my life.
No, that was a shadow in the dark.
I'm sorry.
Why? I give you everything. Everything. What's the issue?
You're not Paul.
Hey, guys.
Wait, what? Are you saying you're gay?
No, what? Wait, how'd you get that? I just.
You said I'm not Paul. That's the only thing I don't have that Paul has, a friggin' dick.
Whoa.
So-
No. What?
I just want to
Sorry,
stay
you
clear.
something
I'm
else.
following Al's footsteps, and I am pretty much non-sexual.
Non-sexual, Alyssa. Gosh, do you not get it?
Yeah.
This
I
is not
get
about sex.
non-sex?
This isn't about gender. This is about Al.
This is about parody music, life. It's hardcore.
This is about
Sorry,
a
it's
man.
not about sex.
No.
Okay. That was not. I couldn't just assume that.
If you could leave my house.
Please, can you just leave the house?
Wait, really? Really? Do you just need like a moment, babe? You just want me to like give you a moment to work this out in your head, and you can
beat it.
just.
Just beat it.
You just let me know later how you're feeling about this. Just later. Just don't even worry about it right now. Don't worry about it. We'll just talk later.
Hey, why don't you grab a snack on the way out?
Why didn't you
Oh, God, that's so good.
Oh my god. Perfect on lights. Flawless. Oh my god. Guys, let's talk about some icons who we've lost. Obviously Michael Jackson. I watched a small portion of his funeral during which Magic Johnson gave the most rambling, completely uninteresting story about how one time he showed up to Michael Jackson's house expecting chicken and got Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like literally the chef brought out Kentucky Fried Chicken and he was like, "That was Michael." And I was like, I don't think I can watch this anymore. So I turned it off. Speaking of other icons we've lost, I realized a few minutes ago that I'm dressed just like Steve Jobs. Who is somewhat of a Jesus figure for any middle-aged white businessman. One of my bosses actually used to talk about him incessantly and read like every biography, every autobiography, whatever there are about him, but would only refer to him as Stephen Jobs. Big, no, you know what Stephen Jobs had that no one really understood is that Stephen was just, he was a visionary. You know, he didn't need to know the specs because Stephen Jobs just saw the future. I don't claim, even though I'm dressed like Stephen Jobs, to see the future. But I'll hazard a guess. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and take a quick guess that Caroline Twyman is going to fucking kill in a minute. Give it up for her!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need this for the people in the back. Like Khalil was talking about earlier, I'm also looking forward to the cooler weather. Just something unique about me, I'm descended of the people of the pumpkin spice lattes. But the sad part is that it's not watermelon season anymore, and I think we all know why. Like, watermelons are the most philosophical of the fruits because they're the only fruit that questions their own existence, like humans. 'Cause they're like, watermelons! So, happy to be here. I've been doing stand-up for a year, and I thought of that joke during that time. So, I am happy to show that off. I used to do improv, and I gained kind of my like quick reaction time and fast wit to that. Like today, I saw my coworker walking down the hall, and I said, "Hi, Jack," and he goes, "Don't say that on an airplane." And I go, "Ha ha ha." When I got it, which is not something I could do a year ago. That's just from putting myself out there consistently and like reps. So happy about that. I don't know how I'm doing so far, but I hate when people get up on stage and need like constant validation. Do you know what I mean? This is a big thing for me because I used to be really shy growing up. I was diagnosed at 12 years old with acute social anxiety disorder, but I wasn't gonna let that define me, obviously, because I was 12, like a big girl. Don't just give me a cute disorder, give me a big girl one. Because like definitely had that. But I love comedy because it brings so many people together. I tell everyone about it. Like I was telling my Lyft driver earlier this week about it. I was saying like, oh, I'm going to like do stand-up comedy. It's so fun. He's like, wow, that's amazing. I've never met someone who actually does stand-up comedy before. And I was like, yeah, I guess it's like pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, if you find a community that's super supportive and you love doing it and you love hanging out with them, like do that, go for it, like follow your dreams. So I'm doing it. I'm gonna be a Lyft driver. Really excited. Don't have a car, but I think it can happen. Yeah, I've been doing. I did improv for a while, then I did stand up, and I think stand up's cool because like it doesn't matter whether you're short or tall or fat or skinny, as long as you like getting high, there's a place for you. Chicago comedy. And as someone who doesn't smoke, I'm still waiting for my space to open up. But I'm happy to be here taking LC House spot tonight. So thanks for having me. I grew up Catholic. Anyone else here? Catholic upbringing? Yeah. It was hard to date growing up as a Catholic because like in an Irish Catholic family you have so many siblings. Like I just couldn't find someone who didn't have the same name as one of my brothers. Like their names are John, Tom, Tim, Luke, Max, Michael, Skylar, and Muhammad, which statistically is the most common name in the world. That's how I knew my mom was just messing with me, trying to make it difficult. My dad actually sat me down when I was in high school. This is a true story. He sat me down and he said, he talked to me about dating. He was like, Caroline, you have to date anyone. You have to get out of the house. Just, you're embarrassing yourself and the family. So I've since gone out and I met a lovely man and we're dating and we're very happy. And he said to me the other day, "Hey Caroline, I just want to let you know I know you're Catholic, so I didn't even buy condoms." And I said, you know, just because I'm Catholic doesn't mean I am ready to be a mom right now. So that's a little PSA about birth control. Let's bring it back to PSLs, maybe. No, pumpkin spice lattes. Yeah, anyone? Yeah, so my dad saw me do stand-up last week for the first time, and he said he was proud of me, but he's dad inside. Yeah, what? Little fun pun for you. big runner, but then I kept running and I got smaller. In college, I gained so many pounds. I gained 40 pounds my freshman year. That's like kind of like a hard number to imagine for you like Europeans. That's 20 cakes. My roommate lost 20 cakes that year. I ate them. Yeah, she was, why did she have so many cakes? She was Marie Antoinette. That was another joke that I thought of this year. Thank you. Love stand up. Love getting out there. I got sick recently and I couldn't do a lot of stand up. I got sick and I do have a job and I have health insurance. I'm not like trying to rub that in, but like my dad was like, Caroline, you are an adult, you have health insurance, you should start a relationship with a primary care doctor. So like when this stuff happens, you have a security blanket. I'm like, Dad, I don't think doctors are just sitting around waiting for someone with health insurance to come sweep them off their feet. But I like scheduled an appointment and we did a little like tonsil swabbing and got into it, and he was like, well, you don't have strep. Like, we tested you for strep, you don't have strep, but we're going to treat you as if you have strep because it seems very similar. So he gave me a round of antibiotics and my mother's strict orders to take me to the Limited 2 for a training bra and straight to Dippin' Dots after. Missed my spelling quiz because of the strep throat. But yeah, and then went back 2 weeks later and yeah, I was sick again because the antibiotics didn't work. And he said, oh, well, let's do another test. And he tested and I had mono. And yeah, it was hard to take. He said, you know what this means, Caroline? You can't make out with anyone for a couple of months. And I said, oh, well, don't worry, I would never do that to you anyway. You're a wonderful, wonderful man. Yeah, I saw The Big Sick recently, and I love the movie. Did anyone see it here?
Yeah.
Yeah, such a good movie. It's about a stand-up comic in Chicago, and he's dating this girl who's a psychology major. I actually studied psychology and art in college because I lacked depth perception, but I related to the movie a lot. My one issue with the movie was that my mono was not worse because I forgot the punchline. The girl gets so sick and her boyfriend falls deeply in love with her, and big laughs right now. I've been trying to take more risks in life, and you might be wondering, like, Caroline, why are you like doing stand up? You're not good at it. I was dating this guy who, well, I'm trying to take more risks. Like, I'm trying to embody my idols. I'm a big fan of Princess Diana. So like I'm Diana up here. I was dating this guy who was really smart, like really, really smart, and I figured this out when he told me he was really smart. And he asked me what my IQ was, and I told him the number because I got tested when I was younger, and I was like diagnosed with like ADD and everything, and he said, "Oh, I got the same score," like. And I'm like, oh, so like we're the same smart. And he he goes, no, I was trying to get diagnosed with ADD for medications. I said, oh, well, I didn't even have to try. So who's the loser? But yeah, so now I was like, oh, I'm smart. I'm smart and funny, so just like try to like go around and get ample evidence otherwise every night as much as possible to like tone it down a little bit. Yeah, so my dad told me, he heard about this and he told me a joke to tell on stage. He said, okay, so there's like 2 people in a nursing home, and the woman says to the man, I have to warn you, I have acute angina. And the guy goes, oh good, because your boobs weren't doing it for me. And it's so cringe because like I talk to my dad and do stand up, but I think it's a good joke. Thanks. Yeah, and really like puns. I don't know if anyone else is Irish here. Irish people like are always punning, like take an Irish person and put them in an everyday situation, like as a Subway sandwich artist. So like I'm an Irish person as a Subway sandwich artist. Would you like me to put a tomato on that for you? To play that back for you, they said, would you like me to potato mato on that for you? Because they're punning. What a rascal, right? Or as a English professor, well kids, a book is long, potatome is longer. Potatome. Or as a potato farmer, potato know-how. He said, but I don't know how, because he's not really Irish. That was like the dialect you can pick up. Thanks, you guys are a lot of fun.
Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. Man. I also had a similar situation where I went in to a doctor and they told me I did not have strep. And I said, no, I've had strep like 15 times in my life. This is definitely strep. And it was, I was correct. So, that was this year. Anyways, that's really all I could think of during that. So I think we should just jump right in. Can we bring the house team out? Let's do it. The man behind the show, the man behind the camera is coming out for his starring role. Good to see you.
Hey,
Say hello.
Hey, we got Clark on stuff now. He was
Does this work?
Do you guys want to get a suggestion? I lost my voice this weekend.
Oh no.
Good. Thank you for clapping because I lost it because I partied really hard and I had a great time. So much fun.
Oh yeah.
So worth it.
You guys could have gotten it. Can we get a suggestion of anything at all? You can do food if you want.
Iceland!
Iceland! Alright.
Iceland.
Yes, we have one ticket available for you.
What was that?
We have one ticket available on the flight.
For me?
Yes, for you.
But what about my little Boo Bear? Boo Bear!
Ma'am, you have to make a choice right now. Iceland or your Boo Bear?
Excuse me, Larry, have you ever been in love?
Ma'am, I've been in love. I've been in an airport. I've seen love, and I've seen what is behind your eyes, and you have to make a choice right now about who you are.
There'll be another Boo Bear, won't there?
There will be. But there's only one you right now, and if you don't go, I won't be able to respect you.
Larry, stop it! How can you say that to me?
I read you. When you came down the concourse, I said, that's a woman who's going to do things for herself. She's going to be selfish because she deserves it.
It's my time, isn't it?
If I press this button, that ticket is going to print, and you're going to get on that plane.
Larry, goddammit, promise me you're going to be here when I come back.
I work here.
I'm not gonna get out of the way. I don't know why I made it look like I was.
Oh my gosh. You know.
Boy, quite the impasse. You don't look
Yeah.
like you're in the moving either.
Nope. Okay. Just gonna walk through this hallway.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just on our separate lines. Just.
Listen, Gary, you said it wasn't gonna be weird.
I'm not making it weird. You're
Okay.
making it weird.
Okay, we have to be at the same place at the same time.
Look.
We work in the same office, we slept together once, okay.
You said it a little louder.
I
don't
know.
think everyone heard.
I know, I'm sorry.
No. Louder. I don't think anyone heard. No one heard.
Remember, we're keeping it on the down.
I'm not the one who said anything. That was you. I'm just asking you to express it with a little more joy and rapture. Like it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Because that's what I've been telling people.
Okay. Would you be a little less weird if I told Gary?
If only, can you tell Gary and Paul?
Okay.
Okay, you gave them way too easy. I feel like
Okay.
I can get more. So Gary, Paul, with a 2-week option for Gwen. I'm not sure if I want her to know yet.
Okay.
But I think I'll know within 2 weeks.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Deal?
Okay, will you approve my budget?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that
for
was easy. Maybe I can also get more.
Oh, yeah, probably. You could have gotten more that night too. She just asked.
Remember, we agreed we're gonna keep this professional, right? It was a drunken mistake, and I was rebounded, and I'm engaged, so.
Oh, just because all that's true doesn't mean I don't have a heart that's breaking.
Oh.
Mistakes, right? We all make them.
Thank you everybody for coming to the Blue Laguna in Iceland. I wanted to bring all my exes because you were my favorites.
Oh.
If you put the mud on your face, it's supposed to exfoliate.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is a myth. There's no science to that.
Okay.
I just want you to know what you're getting into. You are just muddying your face for no reason.
My love, the know-it-all.
I don't know why you date Europeans.
I only did once.
Not European, I am German. Big difference.
I have to agree, doesn't seem like your type.
No.
Oh, hold on. When did this become shit on Gunter? I thought we were here
Now
to
be nice,
reconnect.
everybody. You were all my type at one point.
I told you, there is no scientific proof to that, and yet you do it.
He's still doing it?
Yeah, I do not have eyes in the back of my head. I cannot see him.
Gunter, just try it. This is
Why?
why
Listen.
it didn't work out.
Amber, we're all here to get back together with you, okay? That's why we're here. That's why we came. That's why we agreed to be naked in this hot tub together.
Cheryl.
I agree because I am comfortable with my manhood. It's out there.
You shouldn't be, really.
It's the Blue Laguna. Everybody's comfortable here, and I figured it'd be a safe place for us to talk. Cheryl, thank you for taking the bull by the horns, if you will.
Oh, she always starts with the one that.
She's in the lead.
Oh, this is backwards in my mind.
What else is what do these guys got going on?
I'm waiting patiently. I have not heard anything about my status and where I stand with you.
It seems like I should be waiting.
I got you an icicle.
A gift.
Okay, you're bringing gifts in here?
It just so happens out of the 7 love languages, I am gifts. Thank you. 2 points.
There's a point system?
You didn't get a card?
No.
Okay, well, I brought you a poem that I wrote in my head.
Go on.
Okay. You are the one for me, baby.
Woo woo.
You are the one I need,
Yeah.
baby. You are the one I see,
Ooh.
baby.
Can we go get some hot T-E.
Oh, baby.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh
How
my
many
God.
points is that?
1.
Yes, sir. Have you seen my Boo Bear? Short,
Look,
red hair.
I did.
kind of a
I'll let-
free
I'll-
spirit.
I saw your Boo Bear.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay, then she's still here. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, do you really want her?
Yeah.
There's a wheel well on that plane.
A wheel.
You have a choice to make right now.
Oh my God.
It's an 8-hour flight. You're gonna need a thermal blanket and food, both of which I can provide if you're a man of love.
Well, of course I'm a man of love. Okay. Do I get a ticket? How does this?
No, you are climbing up onto the wheel when the plane takes off and the door don't fall out. You're gonna need oxygen, and this blanket will keep you warm. I'm always prepared in times of love.
Oh, thank you. Do I just go? Do I have to go through security, or how does? No.
I'm gonna play a loop over the tape, so it looks like nothing's going on. You're gonna sneak through. Here, I have a radio and an earpiece for you.
Okay. Yep.
You've seen the Ocean's 11, 12, and 13 films?
Of course.
It's a little bit like that.
Oh.
You do great.
Oh. Wait. Hold on. Am I Brad Pitt or am I Matt Damon?
You're definitely a Matt Damon.
I'm
gonna
take it though. I'll take it.
Work on that before you meet her. Don't Matt Damon it up.
She's not.
Cut to him in the wheel well over the ocean.
And he has to pee really, really bad.
And he's peeing right now.
And the pee is starting to freeze to his leg.
And then he starts having a heart attack.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 7 p.m. tonight, a man was found dead on the ground in Iceland. His name was Patrick Dempsey. His family approved the release of his name over the airwaves. A brief moment of silence for Patrick. In local news...
Larry,
Yes?
I can't thank you enough. That was a trip of a lifetime. And I'm back.
Fuck you, pal! They pronounced me dead, they buried me, I had to ring a bell until I finally got out, and then I had to pay for my flight back here.
But did you bring the diamonds?
What diamonds?!
It was on the earpiece!
I lost that halfway through!
No!
I know what you wanted.
Alright.
Don't send a man to do a woman's work. Got the diamonds, by God.
This is very good. As a brief aside, you never paid for the ticket, so I'll be taking this for that.
3 diamonds for a ticket?
Yes, it was a last-minute purchase.
You're telling me my Boo Bear didn't pay for the tickets before I came?
No?
What do you mean I have to pay for her ticket?
Well, she didn't pay for it, and you do.
No! No, you pay for it.
What?
Yeah, you pay for it. Actually, in fact, you come out here. I got this. I got this now. I got
Sir. Nope. Security!
No.
Security!
Don't come. I got this.
Do come. Nobody has this.
Don't come. I've got this. Thank you.
Am I coming or not?
Sir, would you like to go to Iceland today? That's $800 million.
That's ridiculous.
Last minute
I'm
flight.
Hear ye, hear ye.
I hear.
About damn time.
Experimental surgery, totally worth it. Yeah, pop me right here. Let's have it now. I'm ready. I can hear the bell, so I won't be caught off guard this time.
Did you take the Vicodin that I told you to take?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm definitely known.
Did you take the other stuff I told you to take?
Yes, but there were a lot of different pills.
There was a pill with a smiley face. Did you take the pill with a smiley face?
My hands are very sweaty.
Perfect. You took it. Now listen. I've never done this, but I have confidence in the fact that you won't tell us all.
No, of course not. Why would I?
Experimental surgery.
Yes, that's what allows us to have this conversation. I can hear you.
Let's do it.
Again?
Scalpel.
This is not what I thought I was just here for a good old bare knuckle boxing match. Guess I'm going back under the knife.
I love you.
Wow, hey, you are my primary care provider, okay? I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Listen, if I'm supposed to make your booty pop, I gotta make some incisions. Baby.
You do know how to get to me. Booty pops and babies.
Happy anniversary, love.
I can't feel anything because of all the painkillers. Oh man, are you even doing anything? Oh god.
I've got this stuffing to put right in.
Yeah. Stuffing.
Nick, did you have something done?
No. This
Really?
is all natural, baby.
What?
All natural.
It's just new pants?
Nope.
It's so much.
Yeah.
It's
Jealous?
Yeah, I am. I would like one.
Well, you can't afford it.
You just said that you didn't have something done.
Exactly, I didn't. That's how I know you can't afford it.
You're saying that I can't afford it because I can't ever get social capital, like wrong parentage?
Okay, now you're using terms that I don't understand, and I don't care.
I want that ass.
Wow.
Come on, give me one. Give me one of the asses. Tell me where to get it.
From God.
Awesome. Hopefully that wasn't creepy.
Oh my god. Alright, wait, I'm hosting, I forgot. Guys, that was our first birthday bash.
Yeah.
We like to do something at the end of everything. It's a game called Sex With Me. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. If you're not, I'll run through the rules real quick. What we're gonna do is we're gonna invite everybody else who performed tonight up one by one to join us. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get an object from you, then we're gonna tell you how having sex with us is like that object. So let's start. Let's bring Khalil Wilson back up. Let's give it up. Come on. We'll tell the fine people where they can find you.
I do Rat Pack comedy every second and fourth Thursday at the Holiday Club at 8 o'clock. Pretty much find me anywhere. I got this show at a sandwich shop in Pilsen. I'm a bad motherfucker.
Bad motherfucker. Khalil Wilson.
Any bukkake party we can find.
Oh yeah. Dog, dog, book me for your bukkake. But like I said though, 10 or more. None of that 3 to 4 bullshit. That whack shit. I don't do gangbangs.
Alright, let's get Plan C back up here. Oh my god. Where can we find you guys?
We're doing Cage Match at IO 10:30 2 weeks from tonight.
Is that a Wednesday? Oh yeah,
it is a Wednesday.
From
But
tonight.
it does not conflict with this show. Right? But you can do both.
You can do both.
You can do both.
Good.
Also, can I just briefly say it's still Billy Joel to me is a real Weird Al song, and he's very mean to Billy Joel, and I love it. Fuck Billy Joel.
What?
Hot take.
Next.
We'll edit that out.
We can't, it's live.
Shit.
Oh, I know Billy Joel.
I know Billy Joel.
Let's get it all out. How does everyone feel about Billy Joel?
I think his ties.
He's great.
He kills somebody.
His ties too
I don't
much.
know.
You guys
He
did a great
okay.
job.
He takes somebody. We're not going to do this. Let's get Caroline back up here. Caroline, where can we find you?
I host a pun competition at the Flatiron Arts Building, and it'll be on the 21st of this month.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll make an event for that and put that out there. We had one a few weeks ago, and it was really fun. So
Cool.
yeah.
Woo! Can we get an object?
Canada.
An object.
Ah,
A thimble. Thank you. Canada's a place.
Sex with me is like a thimble because you're gonna stick your thumb in it.
Sex with me is like a thimble for love. It's not real.
Sex with me is like a thimble. You can only fit very little things in there.
It was good.
Thank you, Caroline.
Yeah, it worked.
Sex with me is like a thimble. There's supposed to be protection, but it's not very good.
Sex with me is like a thimble. It is usually found at your grandmother's house.
Sex with me is like a thimble. It's so safe.
Oh.
Sex with me is like a thimble because nobody even knows what that shit looks like anymore. Shout out to homie.
Yeah, let's do another one. Can we have a place this time? Oh.
Canada.
Yeah! All right.
Sex with me is like Canada because it's bigger than you think it is.
Sex with me is like Canada. I'm not fucking with you. You've got a DUI.
Sex with me is like Canada. I say sorry way too often.
Sex with me is like Canada. You may think that I don't have it. That's not true, though.
Sex with me is like Canada. It's mostly a frozen wasteland.
Sex with me is like Canada because really I don't like to go down south that much. Just to be
One more different one.
Do them all right.
Yeah. Can we get a suggestion of anything you found in your garage?
There we go.
Sprinkler.
What did you say?
I was thinking, those gardening shears.
Gardening shears. That one. That's better.
Big scissors.
Sex with me is like gardening shears. I'll cut a motherfucker.
Sex with me is like gardening shears because I sculpt that shit.
Sex with me is like gardening shears. It's used for a bush.
Yes!
Come on, guys.
You're killing me.
No, come on.
Sex with me is like gardening shears. Gloves. Using.
Get it.
Sex with me is like gardening shears. It seems dangerous, but actually pretty safe.
Sex with me is
Bring it home, bring it home.
Sex with me is like gardening shears. You're gonna need a leaf blower to clean that shit up.
So you sing it really slow because when you're soloing,
Yeah.
No, I know.
I've never used it.
Thank you.
But if you're shooting,
Yeah, well, my name is Maya. I'm an 8-year-old. Currently a religious state. And I never know English.
maybe.
I was gonna say that the same like
Oh yeah, check it out.
Squeeze in, everybody. Here's a birthday song. I love it. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
I love it, dude.
Just like my
I love it.
Hey, how do you guys feel about what do you think?